Today's Zoom session has been brought to you by the Fractal Round Hex Quilt. All right, chapter 5. Oh, no, wrong one. I'm sorry. This is 5.5. My apologies. Right. Okay. 5.5. Adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay. If you have two polynomials like this and this, to add them and subtract them, what you do is you add like terms. To subtract them, you subtract like terms. Like terms are terms with the same variables to the same powers. So here x cubed and x cubed, they're like x squared and x squared, x and x, constant and constant. We add them by such polynomials by adding or subtracting their coefficients. So here we have 3x squared minus 4x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 1. 7x cubed plus 9x squared minus 10x minus 2. I have these four terms with plus minus plus minus plus plus minus minus. So we'll be adding and subtracting all possible combinations of pluses and minuses. To add these, we add 3 plus 7 makes 10, so 10x cubed. Minus 4 plus 9 is 5, so 5x squared. 2 plus negative 10 is, oh dear, that should be a minus 8x. Oh dear, I thought I corrected that. All right, 551 minus 8. This should be a minus 8. Oh dear. Okay, minus 1 plus minus 12 is minus 13. So 10x cubed plus 5x squared plus 8x minus 13. Now I have the same polynomials. Now we're going to be subtracting them. So you subtract corresponding the corresponding terms. 3 minus 7 is a negative 4, so negative 4x cubed. Negative 4 minus a positive 9 is a negative 13, so negative 13x squared. 2 minus negative 10, that's 2 plus 10 is a 12, 12x. Minus 1 minus negative 12 is minus 1 plus 12, which makes plus 11. All right, so here's some examples. 10x squared minus 8x minus 9x minus 9x squared. Okay, the x squareds are 10 minus 9, that's 1x squared. Minus 8 plus 9 is a plus x, so x squared plus x. We have a 0.6x cubed plus 0.8x to the fourth, plus 0.7x cubed plus negative 0.8x to the fourth. Now the x to the fourths cancel entirely, and we're left with 0.6x cubed plus 0.7x cubed, which makes 1.3x cubed. Here we have two quadratics. 3q squared minus 5q plus 7 plus 2q squared plus q minus 12. Okay, add the q squared terms. 3 and 2 makes 5. Minus 5 plus 1 is a minus 4. 7 plus minus 12 is a minus 5. So 5q squared minus 4q minus 5. Now here we have, well, these are cubics, but they're both missing the y to the first terms. So, all right. 2/3 y cubed plus 3/4 y squared plus a half. 1/3 y cubed plus 1/5 y squared minus a sixth. Okay, y cubed terms, we add them up. 2/3 and 1/3 makes 1. So 1y cubed. Y squared terms, 3/4 plus 1/5. Then after a bit of arithmetic, it's 9/20. So 9/20 y squared. Constant terms, 1/2 plus negative a sixth is 1/3. So y cubed plus 9/20 y squared plus 1/3. All right, here we have two cubics, add them. 1z cubed plus 9z cubed is 10z cubed. 6z squared plus negative 6z squared cancels, so we leave a blank spot there. Minus 7z plus 8z minus 7 plus 8 is 1, so 1z. 16 minus plus negative 8 is a negative 2. So 10z squared cubed, 10z cubed plus z minus 2. Here we have a difference between two quadratics. 3a squared minus an a squared, that's a 2a squared. Here's a little tricky. Minus 2a minus a negative 3a. Now, minus 2 minus negative 3 is minus 2 plus 3, which is 1. So 1a. And 4 minus a 7, negative 3. So 2a squared plus a minus 3. Now here we have two quartics, two fourth degree polynomials. They're missing the r and the r cubed terms, so it's really a kind of quadratic in disguise. Here we go. Here is 7/8 r/4 minus a negative 3/8 r/4. So 7/8 minus negative 3/8 is 7/8 plus 3/8. That's 10/8 or 5/4. 5/4 r to the 4th. 5/9 r squared minus a negative 2/3 r squared. 5/9 minus a negative 2, that's 5/9 plus 2/3, and which comes out to 11/9. So 11/9 r squared. Minus 9/4 minus a negative 1/4 is minus 9/4 plus 1/4, which is 8/4, or minus 8/4, or minus 2. So 5/4 r to the 4th plus 11/9 r squared minus 2. All right. Here we have a longish one with two variables, so we have to be careful about like terms. We have a d squared term, and here's another d squared term. 2/3 d squared plus 1/3 d squared. 2/3 plus 1/3 is 1, so 1 d squared. Here we have a minus 1/4 c squared plus 5/6 c squared. Minus 1/4 plus 5/6 adds up to 7/12. 7/12 c squared. And then there remains this single CD term, so we have a minus a half CD. So 7/12 c squared minus a half CD plus d squared. Now here, 103A and B, they're lookalike problems. We have two polynomials, we add them and we subtract them. So minus 8x squared minus 3x plus a negative 11x squared plus 6x plus 10. Okay, x squared terms are minus 8x squared plus negative 11x squared. These add up to negative 19x squared. Minus 3x, the other x term is 6x. Minus 3x plus 6x, 3x. And finally, there's the term, the constant term 10 plus 10. Now instead, we'll subtract these two polynomials. Minus 8x squared minus negative 11x squared. That's minus 8 plus 11, which is 3x squared. Yes?
We're just combining like terms, not distributive, right?
It's not at all distributive.
Okay, just combine like terms.
You just combine like terms. We'll be doing distribution when we get into multiplying these. Yeah, adding and subtracting is relatively simple. Let's be grateful for that. All right, so, and then negative 3x minus a 6x, negative 3 minus 6 is a minus 9, so minus 9x. And finally, minus a positive 10 makes minus 10. 3x squared minus 9x minus 10. Okay, that concludes this part.